I'm recording there as well. So we are ready. Welcome, Roksana.
Thank you.
Okay, you were telling me that you live in the UK, so you are calling us from exactly which city?
It's called Basingstoke.
Okay, it's not London, Manchester.
It's quite close to London.
Because you prefer small cities than the huge, vibrant vibe of the...
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm very happy to have you here because you are beautiful, feminine, charming, and you are also a relationship coach, right, for women. A very knowledgeable relationship coach. I've been following you for a while, and I'm sure you can provide to my men a lot of value today. So, what do you exactly do for them, for your women?
I help them heal their hearts, and I help them be loving. And I help them accept and love themselves and accept and love men. So that's basically it. Most of the women that are attracted to my work are in a relationship or situationship with a man who's emotionally unavailable, who's closed off, or so it's it's a more sexual relationship, but there's not the emotional component to the relationship, and that's where the struggle is. So that's why I help them.
Yeah, we will also talk about this, and that's beautiful. How long have you been doing this job so far?
I had started coaching, I think 2 years ago, but prior to that, I was doing intuitive readings, Akashic Records readings for 5 years. So I think overall, maybe 7 years that I'm working with people.
Okay, that's a lot of years. I would have thought less. I don't know, because you look so young.
Yeah, I mean it's my purpose. It's who I am. So I've always been doing that. It's always been a drive for me to help.
Yeah, I can feel your passion when I read your posts. It's full of passion, of purpose, of love. Okay, yeah. So we will start first talking a little bit about dating, because as I already told you, most of my job is basically to teach men how to date women, no? How to encounter them on the streets, bars, clubs, stuff like this. How should a man behave when he first approaches you?
Just be relaxed and know what you want. That's what I would say. As long as you know what you want, if you are walking up to a woman and you know what you want with her, and you have that confidence, and confidence comes from just being relaxed. Because when you're tense, you tend to be like really edgy and really like.
Sure.
So when you're relaxed and when you are in your heart and in your body as a man, that helps a lot, because then you're connected with your intuition.
Okay, but what would you advise to a man who is not relaxed? Because most of my clients are, very, very shaky, very, emotional when they first approach women, especially beginners,
Then I would say practice at home, visualize the scenarios, and just put yourself in those situations emotionally and mentally, and practice emotionally, because that's like it's almost like training in the gym before you go to a race or something. Like you have to prepare yourself before you go into the actual thing. Because you don't really want to like go into real life and practice then. You want to prepare yourself before, and mental preparation is a big part of it.
And okay, what do you mean about knowing what they want? You mean like knowing their purpose, knowing... could you elaborate on that?
So it's knowing what you want with the woman. When you are approaching the woman, why are you approaching her? What do you want with her? What do you envision? What is your inner vision for her, for that relationship? Maybe you're just attracted sexually, which is usually the case. Like when, because you don't know the person, you only see them. Mm-hmm. But just knowing like where you want to take that. Mm-hmm. and being in charge and being the leader of this interaction. Mm-hmm. Right, so you're going there with a purpose, and you're ready to like take things further and to lead the woman towards the outcome that you are seeking. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so leadership is crucial. Yeah.
And yes.
Okay, why is that in your opinion? Why women are so in love with a man who takes charge, who is a leader?
Because women are naturally followers. We are naturally submissive. Mm-hmm. Feminine woman is submissive.
Yeah.
Like I'm very submissive, but if a man doesn't have that leadership capacity, then I cannot submit. Mm-hmm. If it's not there externally, then I have to have it internally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very courageous of you to talk freely and without shame about these kind of things, because dominance, submission are dirty words nowadays. No?
They are, yeah. The thing is, I've been working with it for so long that to me it's just so normal. But thank you for reminding me that lots of people think that submission is you're somehow less than a man, or dominance is aggression, or it's like having a power over somebody. It's dominance really is service. Mm-hmm. And submission is a gift. They're both like gifts to each other, and it is working with power, but both parties are equally valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also think this as well. A dominant man can be an evil man, yes, but he can also be a good-hearted man. No, a man who wants to devote to his chosen partner. And I think that there is an enormous power in submission. People think that a submissive woman is weak. I don't think so too. What are your thoughts on that?
I am a submissive woman, and I am very powerful. Mm-hmm. And just the power looks a little bit different. So the masculine power, it really is force, right? And dominance is more force, because you make something happen. Mm-hmm. And you use your energy to like move things and to place things and to make things happen. And the feminine power is very different. It's soft power. Yeah. It's like a power of seduction, power of persuasion, power of influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the masculine is to push, to move things forward.
Yes.
And the feminine is to receive, to...
Mm-hmm. And support.
The second question, what makes a date a good date? What makes Roksana happy to have a date?
Connection.
You mean chemistry?
That's one type of connection, yes. Mm-hmm. So chemistry is the sexual connection, emotional connection, mental connection, spiritual connection. As long as there is something, so men and women like choose each other differently. So men have different desires for women, and women have different desires for men. Mm-hmm. And the way that that women choose men is like in those 4 categories. So it's either a sexual connection, a heart connection, emotional connection, spiritual, or mental. Mm-hmm. So, like they're all equal in value, but they look different. So very often nowadays I see men very much desiring to be chosen sexually and to have that sexual, that's a very big drive, like with all the like red pill and the pickup community.
Yeah.
Like that's a very big drive to develop that kind of attraction for a woman. But the other connections, the other attractions are equally as valuable and as potent and beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think that conveying sexual intent is like one of the most important thing, probably the most important thing? I mean, a man who desires you, a man who wants you.
I mean, maybe not to me, because I have platonic relationships that I love these men so much and I value them so much, but they're not sexual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a spiritual connection, and you know, maybe he's my mentor and he guides me and he helps me with my life purpose. That's so valuable. Or I have friends, male friends, that we share energy, and they value me so much and I value them so much. But there is no need for sex because what we share is so valuable as well. So, you know, like the common assumption is that sexual attraction is the most valuable thing that you can develop between man and a woman, but it's not. It's not. And, you know, coming from that paradigm of needing to lead with sexuality, especially for men, I see this a lot. You know, that what that communicates to a woman is that her value is only sexual, and it's not. We have, as women, we have so much more to offer. So focusing only on developing a sexual attraction, that, you know, it's almost like objectifying women and reducing her to just sexuality. And I mean, fine, you know, like I have no problem with it. I love sex, but there is so much more that I can offer, and I want men to recognize that.
Okay, so men during romantic dates should convey their sexual attraction if they feel that. But,
yes, if they feel that.
Yeah.
But I really want men to understand that whatever they feel, whatever they want, is absolutely right and absolutely correct, and not only sexual attraction is valuable and worthy. Like if you just admire the woman for what she does, or for the work she does, or for just the way she is, that's an attraction as well, and it's so valuable, and it doesn't need to end up in sex for you to have a beautiful relationship. So there's just such a wide spectrum and variety of relationships and interactions that we can have that don't necessarily need to be sexual. So this is why I'm advising men to know what they want, because you need to know yourself in order to be able to receive that. And for men, you know, men choose with desire. So men have like specific desires, right? And not all of them are sexual. Like you have desire for power, you have desire for sex, you have desire for love, and so you need to be able to know and fulfill those desires. Know like what kind of woman would fulfill that desire. But I do understand that, you know, sex is very, very important for men, especially like young men. So if you want to go with that, go with that.
Yeah, it's very important also because there's a lot of sexual shame, you know?
Yes.
Going on for men. Men have to be good all the time. They have to be nice and sweet and kind. But still we have a penis. So we love women. We want to make love to them. And we want to express our sexual desire. But what you say is very true. I mean, men should value women on other levels as well. They should have standards.
But also, you know, where you are is where you are. And there's no need to make yourself wrong for, if you just want to a lot of women, fine. Just be nice about it, you know, just love the woman as well. It doesn't have to be just like what do you say, pump and dump? Like, you know, have respect for the woman, because what you're sharing is a gift. Even if it's just a one night thing, you can still give her the most amazing experience of her life and make her feel very safe, very loved.
Yeah, it's a sacred moment to me. I mean, when a woman gifts you with her intimacy, it's something sacred. You shouldn't behave in a wrong way. Mm-hmm. Okay, amazing so far. Thank you. And how should a man progress physically with you during a date? Should he ask for permission, for example?
I mean, my views are personal, right? So a lot of women nowadays will say that, a man needs to ask permission and this and that and the other, and consent. And I think it's a very important conversation. But for me personally, I want the man to take the leadership position, meaning what he desires, he is welcome to lead to it, whilst he's attuned to how I'm feeling. Right? Because that's what leadership is. Leadership is not just, this is what I want and I'm gonna just go and get it. It's okay, this is what I want and this is the person in front of me. What does she want? Is she responding to this? And it's just like taking a step-by-step approach to see how does my desire align with her receptivity. So I welcome leadership. I'm open to him moving things forward, and I will respond accordingly. I will respond how his actions feel to me. And if something doesn't feel quite right, then I might say. But for women, it's very difficult to express that in the moment. Because of also so much conditioning, and we don't want to hurt his feelings and stuff like that. So it's very important to take things slow and to tune into her to see if it's okay with her, because a man should be responsible for the woman he's with. Right? He's responsible for her experience. It's like you're protecting her, you're taking care of her. So you need to be really tuned into where she's at, and not just blindlessly go for what you want, because it's not just about the man.
Yeah, so men, they should try to escalate on the girl, but see her feedback, no? If she likes it or not, and step back if necessary, and not get butthurt when she for example rejects a touch, because it's unpleasant for women to reject, right? It's not a good feeling. So you should be empathetic. If she didn't like it, that's
because most women are very bad at being rejected themselves. We can't handle rejection. Women can't handle rejection at all. So we don't want to reject others. Right? But it is necessary sometimes to reject. And the thing is, in terms of sexual connections and sexual relationships, woman knows that if she wants to have sex with someone. And it's a yes or a no, and it's done deal. If it's a yes. If it's a no, it will never change.
You think so? Because I've always thought that sexual attraction works differently from men and women. In the case of men, it's like a light switch, on off. But in regards to women, it's like a volume knob, no? So if you do the right things, sexual attraction might increase, and if you do the wrong things, it goes away.
That's a very beautiful way to see it. Yes. So in the purely sexual, so there are different dynamics. I call them the purely sexual, which is the pickup community, and that space is all about. I call it the fire dynamic relationship. And in that dynamic, it's either yes or a no. I want to f*** you or I don't want to f*** you. That's it. There is the other type of dynamic, which I call the water dynamic, which is the more emotional connection. And that depends on compounded actions of the man. My attraction will depend on his efforts.
Okay.
But the other connection is like that primal yes or no, like let's do this or no, thank you. And the other one's like, yes, we can have like loving, open-hearted, very connected appreciation sex rather than just like that raw primal thing.
Okay. We will touch the topic of how to turn on a woman in a few seconds. How about a man that pleases you? A man who wants always to do the right thing during a date, or would you like that or not?
Submissive man? Yes, I love submissive men.
Okay, what do they give you?
They please me.
Okay. Because it's not that common to say this,
Yeah, I know. The most common perception is that a man needs to be masculine, a man needs to be dominant, a man needs to be this or that. But some men are submissive. They're more submissive, and that's beautiful. That's amazing. I'm very my constitution is very much. Well, it depends on the man. It depends on the connection. But I'm very feminine, and with really highly masculine men, I tend to be submissive. But with submissive masculine men, I am a feminine dominant. And both of these connections, they're so beautiful. They're a gift to everyone.
Yes, but would you like to have a romantic relationship with a man who is submissive?
Yes.
You would consider that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sweet. Like it's a really sweet connection, because as long as the man can own that, like, okay, this is who I am. This is who I am being in this relationship. Then I'm fine with it. Because then I'm owning myself, like this is who I am in this dynamic. Doesn't mean that that's all that I am. In other dynamics and in other relationships, I am being different. But this dynamic calls for this part of me, and let's interact in this way. Let's enjoy it. Let's love it. Let's have fun.
Okay, that's beautiful. You love all men, Roksana.
I do.
How a boy can become a man? What's the path?
Love yourself. Love the boy. Because if you reject the boy, if you try to kill him, if you try to make him go away, you're rejecting a part of yourself, and you cannot grow up. And it's not even about growing up. It's not even about transforming yourself. It's just about accepting yourself, because the little boy will always exist. It will always be there. That's the inner child. That's like that aliveness and awe at life, and the creativity and the joy. Like that's the inner child. So there's no need to grow up, because that the very premise of I need to grow up means there's something wrong with me, and there isn't. It's just about loving and accepting that part. Like, yes, okay, sometimes I act immature, sometimes I'm insecure, sometimes I'm not in my highest expression, sometimes I'm not as well expressed or as dominant or as this or as that as I would like, and that's okay. We are all human, we are all growing, we're all up. We all have places where we can grow, right? And that's the beauty of it.
Okay, so accepting themselves, but also taking action.
Yeah.
I stress a lot on this point to take action towards your goals, taking risks, go for what you want.
Yeah. So that's the masculine part of it. So the feminine part is acceptance and love. So acceptance is you have to see it for what it is, cold hard facts. Okay, I'm not yet where I want to be, blah blah blah. See it, love it, and then act on it. Work to change it. But without the acceptance and the love, it will be painful.
Yeah.
We can change, but it will be painful.
Yeah, and I think you would lack awareness during your path.
Yeah, because it's like you're not taking all of you on that journey of growth. You're going there with your mind, but you're leaving your body and your heart behind.
Okay, this is interesting. What do you like in a man versus what turns you on in a man?
Okay, yeah. So again, it's the difference between the water and the fire dynamic. So the thing is, I am attracted to so many things. I love so many things about men. So I find something that I like in every man. So maybe I'm not like the best example to to ask, because like I love something about everyone, right? And so what turns me on? So that's the fire dynamic. So what turns me on is someone who's confident, who's just got their shit together, who's got their life together, their material reality together. That's who I want to sleep with. That's who I want to. But it's not necessarily the person that I want to be in a relationship with, because usually those men, they're very like ruthless, right? And sometimes they're not as emotionally open or caring, because when you are very much connected with your heart, you have more feminine energy, and you have more like that estrogen. And the man that most women want to, they're men who have a lot of testosterone. They're very, very masculine. And very often, they're spending a lot of time by themselves, spending a lot of time with other men, and they're not like boyfriend or husband type guys. That's what makes them so attractive to have sex with. And what I like about a man who I would want to be in a relationship with is the ability to hear me, to listen to me, to hold my emotions, to care about my emotions and my feelings, and to protect me, and to want to care for me, to want to give to me, and to just make me happy. And do everything that he can to make my life better and easier.
Okay, but let's say you meet a very sexually attractive man, no? And you have sex with him. You have a great connection with him. Wouldn't you like to have a relationship with this man? And how can you manage these feelings within you?
Yes, I would. But also I realize that sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes the configuration of the relationship supports only sex. Okay. And it's unlikely that there will be more. So usually, I would supplement my needs. I would have platonic relationships, I would have friendships, I would have other relationships that fulfill my needs, because I realize that no man will ever be able to fulfill all of my needs. Because I'm so multifaceted that it would take like a superhuman man to fulfill all of it. I have several men in my life, with different types of connections. So I have a man who's like my spiritual guide and my mentor, and he helps me with my life purpose, and we have like this really deep exchanges, and there's a lot of love and devotion. I have men who I have a very emotionally close relationship with. I have a man that I have just the sexual part, just like this amazing, incredible, raw, primal sexual relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like aspects of masculine energy that I enjoy and that I want in my life. So I cultivate that.
Mm-hmm.
But I realize that for many women, they are seeking the one.
Yeah.
And they want everything in one man, whilst they're not being everything themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, in order, it is possible to have most of your needs fulfilled in one relationship. It is possible. But it requires a lot of work on oneself, a lot, because in order to attract someone who's it all, the full package, you need to be a full package.
Yeah, sure. So for you, it's possible for a man to be a great lover, a man who is good in the bedroom, who is able to give her, strong emotions and stuff like this, but also a great provider, a man who takes charge, a man who leads, a man who is devotional. Is it possible to be both? To be lover and provider?
Of course, it is. But like I said, it requires a lot of work. Because it's like you're holding different archetypes at the same time, right? So nowadays it's like, so I will speak of women. So it's there's that split between the Madonna whore. So it's either you're the wife or you're the slut. And there's nothing in between. You either this or that. And it's the same for men. You're either the fuckboy or you're the boyfriend. And it's possible to be both. You just have to learn how to hold the opposite energies and how to bring them together and how to master them and use them whenever the need arises. Because many women, they go through, like, the thing is, most people, they go through phases. So I'll have like a period of embracing my inner slut and my inner whore, and then a period of being the wife and the mother and the good woman, the angel. But it is absolutely possible to be them both, and if you can bring both of them to a relationship, mind's blown.
All women can be both. The slut and the Madonna. It depends on the circumstances, and it also depends on the man they are meeting, right? Because you behave differently when you meet different men, right?
Yeah. And so, like, this is why I'm saying it's so important to practice before you get into a relationship. Because once you're in a relationship, there's a certain... Okay, so you meet somebody and you meet them where you are right now energetically. And if a woman is just in her Madonna, then she will meet the good guy and the boyfriend, but there will be no passion.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or if she's just embracing her, her inner whore, she will meet the player, and that's all there will be. So it's so important to practice before you get into a relationship, to explore the energies by yourself and like build those relationship muscles and really embody both of those energies, so that when the relationship comes, you are prepared and you can just bring it out.
So we should practice to embrace all the archetypes within our personality.
Yeah. So there are, you can just start by those two. Those are like the two most fundamental. There are four. Then there's so many more. But like the most important are those two. And then so it's like the four elements, right? So the fire, the water, and then there's the spiritual and the material as well. But those can come later. Like those two are the most important. Like it's that duality. When you can master that and really hold that, you're good.
Tell us about a man that deeply inspired you, to become a better woman in a relationship.
Okay. I mean, all men inspire me.
But there is one man in particular who.
Okay, so there is this man who, well, he introduced me to like the BDSM world, and he was training me as his submissive for a year, maybe a year and a half. And yeah, so in the beginning, the relationship was dominant submissive, and he was training me. He would like train me to come on command and like come like 50 times in a row and all that crazy stuff.
Amazing.
And, sorry?
No, that's beautiful.
It was amazing. It was great. Like he really helped me to come in touch with my sexuality and release so much shame around my sexuality. And we would do like crazy stuff, like group calls where he would just make me come and everyone would listen, and just stuff like that. It's so fun, so fun. And then the relationship transitioned into him being my mentor, my spiritual guide. And he's been helping me a lot with my purpose. He's been helping me with my business, and helping me to like own my reality and love myself and accept myself. And now our relationship is like much more spiritual. So like he's guiding me, he's helping me, he directs me on my path. And actually he's the man. Like I'm launching a group coaching program. I'm just gonna pull a shameless flag.
Sure. Go ahead.
Group coaching program for women on the 10th of March, and he will be coaching with me. So it's going to be an amazing opportunity to experience my work and have a powerful, loving, dominant man come in and hold the space as well. So it will be like a really beautiful interaction between the masculine and the feminine, which doesn't usually happen in the coaching world. Like it's usually just a man or just a woman, and we're coming together to offer this.
Okay, that's beautiful. I'm sure it's gonna be fun.
It will be.
Are you excited?
I am. Yeah,
I see. But this man has always been a leader in this relationship. First in the sexual realm, and then in the like business, mentorship, this kind of things.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, because he's done a lot of work on himself, he's really had an amazing journey, and he developed his masculinity, and now he's in service to others. He's helping others all the time around the clock.
So I've been observing you, Roksana, and I've seen that in many posts on your Facebook page, you say that many women have this desire to go with the okay. So the guy who doesn't want to commit, the guy who is not there all the time. Could you elaborate a bit more on that?
So that's the guy we want to. That's not the guy we want to be in a relationship with necessarily. We think we want that, but what we want is his heart. But the primal drive and desire for that relationship is sex. It's sexual. We want to have sex with him. We want to have his babies if possible, but probably not. But like biologically, that's the drive. Like, oh my God, I want to have his babies.
And but deep down, you want his heart, right?
We want his heart also. Yeah. Yeah.
And once you get into his heart, do you get like not sexually attracted anymore, or what happens exactly?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think it can only enhance the experience. Like there doesn't have to be like either or. It can be both.
Should men become?
No. Men should open their hearts and should work on embracing their like inner animal. You know, the bad boy, yes, embrace him and be that like sexy, dominant, I do what I want, I'll take you if I want to kind of man. But also do it with love. Do it with love. Don't be an right? It's not like, don't hurt women. Don't use women. Don't be like, love women. Like we're amazing. We're great. We're like, when you love a woman, like she will give you back so much.
I know.
Right? And it's like people are scared to love. People are scared to give love and be the first one to be loving. And I feel like the fear is, if I am loving with a woman, then she will lose attraction to me. But that's not true. You can maintain your power in the relationship. You can maintain your masculinity and your like sex drive and still be loving. It's just that there's a difference between being loving and being vulnerable. So women often say that they want their man to be vulnerable. They want their man to express their feelings. No, we don't really. What we want is we want to feel your heart and feel your love for us, but we don't want you to share like woman would share her emotions. You know, like, oh my gosh, baby, I'm feeling so sad and this and that. Like, that turns us off. Even though women say we want that, we don't. We say we want that because we want to feel your heart in the masculine way, not in the feminine way.
Sure. Okay, what do you mean in a masculine way?
So it's showing your care and your love for her and expressing how you feel about her. Right? And expressing, like, if she hurts your feelings, like, express that, you know. But it's a different way than if a woman was vulnerable. A woman's vulnerability is, you know, she's always open and expressive, and she's just like an open book, and she's always expressing whatever's going on inside of her. And for a man, this is a little bit different. He's responsible with his emotions, but he's not all the time expressing like that, because that's not his role. So a woman wants to feel a man's heart in a sense of, I see you for who you are, and I see your emotions, and I love you for who you are, and I care about you. You know, he, like, the masculine expresses his love and his heart through action. Okay,
one last question. One of my mentors, Mark Manson, I don't know if you know him. He's a writer, an American writer right now. He has been a dating coach for a while. In one of his books, he says that basically you can experience love from a woman only if you commit to her.
Okay.
And so only if there's commitment, you can experience love from a woman and create a really awesome connection with her. If you don't commit to her, there can't be real love. That's what he says. Would you agree with this statement?
I would agree with it somewhat, yes, because a woman can love you with all of her heart, all of her being, but if you don't commit, you cannot really feel it. You cannot really receive it. So by committing, you like open yourself up to receive her love. Otherwise, you can be in a relationship, you can be in some kind of dynamic where she loves all of you with all of her being, but if you're not committed, then you're not part of that love, right? Like the love just kind of goes around you and you're not receiving it in your heart. And commitment serves the purpose of, you know, you giving your heart so that it can be opened and like penetrated by her love.
So you think we can only experience true love and the devotion in a monogamous relationship, or no? I mean, right now I am sexually exclusive, but I have
I haven't been before. Like I've been polyamorous and I've loved many people at the same time, and I still do. Like love is the way that I love is freedom love. So for me, freedom is like the highest value. You know, different people have different perspectives and different values, and like I appreciate that. But for me, it's all about freedom, and it's all about the freedom of love and expression. But you know, there was something very interesting that I wanted to bring up, because about, you know, men opening their hearts, because for a man, his heart is like woman's pussy, vagina, yoni, you know, whatever you want to. It's like your yin center. It's your center of receptivity.
Yeah.
And for a woman, her heart is her like yang, her giving center. So for a man to open his heart is like for a woman to open herself up sexually. It's very vulnerable, but it's the only way that you will have the depth and the love that you seek.
All right, Roksana, it was beautiful to have you here. Hope you loved this interview as much as I did.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I love doing stuff like that.
Okay, do you have a final message for my audience, for my public?
Yes, love yourself, accept yourself and love yourself, and accept and love the woman that you are interacting with. That's it. Just be loved.
I love you. Sometimes you make me blue. Sometimes I feel good.